Hi, my name is Natalie Breka, and I am a Suzuki violin and viola instructor, as well as the mom to two Suzuki kids. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about how do we foster independence in our children's practice. This is something that every Suzuki parent wonders at some point. You think, well, when do I get out of the room? And as we know, it doesn't happen right away, and it doesn't happen for a little while, but that doesn't mean that it isn't already happening from the beginning. The cultivation of that independence, the building to the time when they will be independent. And the best way I can think to articulate that is to go and tell you a quote that was given to me by a wonderful violin teacher named Ed Sprunger, who's also a psychotherapist. And he shared the work of Erna Furman with me, who was an American child psychoanalyst. She lived until 2002, so fairly recently. And she had 3 steps to cultivating independence, or she wrote about 3 steps to cultivating independence in children. And the first step that she said was what many of us, this is the step we're in as early Suzuki parents, where we are actually performing the skill for our child. That's step 1 of cultivating independence, is doing it for the child. That doesn't seem like independence, but guess what? It's necessary. I think, for example, take violin out of it, zipping up a coat. Toddlers, they don't know how to use a zipper. We do that for them. We do it thousands of times, and they stand and watch as we zip their coat. We don't expect them to be able to do it. It's something they need done for them, so we do it. Until we get to step 2, which is allowing the child to perform or attempt the skill with assistance and our encouragement, with us standing by, eagerly standing by, ready to help if necessary, and ready to cheer on. And so that's when we watch our child struggle with that zipper, but we let them work on it because we know they can get it. And we can say, you can get it. We know you got it. Just get that part. You got it. Now you're gonna grab that, and we pull it up. Yeah, you got it. Woo, and we cheer. That's step 2. And that we see every week in our lessons. When we see our child work through something, they get it. Yeah, you got it. And then we cheer them on and we move through it. And then that brings us to step 3, which is the child is ready to attempt the skill alone, but with confident and loving memories of the first 2 steps. They know they have the support base. They know they have the ability to get help and get encouragement if necessary, because they have the memories of steps 1 and 2. So how do we make it through each of these steps and keep our relationships healthy and happy with our children? Here's some strategies that I have. When your child's in step 1, where we're really doing things for them, that earliest stage of learning a skill, this is where they are the most vulnerable, both physically and mentally. They feel overwhelmed easily and like it might be impossible. In some cases, they might actually believe it to be impossible, what you're asking them to do. So we have to make sure that we start by always remembering, whenever we use our hands with our children, again, this comes from the wonderful teacher, Ed Sprunger, we need to whisper with our hands. I have been guilty many times of yelling with my hands in the way I touch my children, or say, come on, let me, and we help them get ready. Our children feel the energy that is coming from our bodies, so don't yell. That's the first tip. The second would be to help, as much as possible, let them feel like you're on the same team, that they are in charge maybe of memorizing the feeling, and you're in charge of driving the bow for right now, but they're in charge of memorizing the feeling, and you're going to work together as a team to help this happen. And it's not I get to drive the bow and you don't. It's we're working together to make your muscles understand what they need so it'll get easy. So that's the last thing, is to give them choice whenever possible. They already feel helpless, so help them feel empowered by letting them decide something, even if it's something small, even if it's not even a real choice. For example, when would you like to practice? Now or in 10 minutes? I mean, you're just giving choices, or decide the order of the day, or decide the way you do it, or the articulation of the bow or something. You can have lots of options and choices to help empower in that step where they already feel very kind of unempowered many times. Once you move into step 2, where the child's able to try and attempt and do this on their own, this is the most highly collaborative stage. And you remember that cooperation means working together. It doesn't mean do as I say. So listen and make sure that your child is also part of the conversation. Let them, like I said, pick the order. Let them choose things like small details of how they want to do it, because then that makes them feel that they're part of the collaboration and the team. And then finally, when you get to step 3, this is where we have to allow ourselves to back up and give our child space to find things and try things on their own and sometimes fail, including not practicing properly or not practicing enough, and then having to see what happens in lessons and how that then improves. I've been going through that myself this year with my daughter and watching her sometimes really not doing what needs to be done in lessons, and then learning next time, oh, okay, and then how to move through that. As the children grow and they know they have that support base at home, and they know they have the encouragement and the you've got this, I'm on your team, they will feel empowered and they will feel and become successful. I hope these tips were helpful to you, and I would love to hear any suggestions or tips you have yourself. So feel free to share those, and have a wonderful week. Thanks so much.